I think a lot of people think you're intelligent when in fact you're actually just long-term thinking. So for dieters that have that in their brain, they're like, okay, I appreciate this emotion. This is a normal emotion to feel. I'm not going to act on it. Someone in the bar, this is a perfectly normal action. I'm not going to act on it. Same one that says, don't do any work today. You're like, oh, I probably should do it because in a year's time, I'll be very grateful that I did. So, and again, like you say, making people aware that these emotions are completely normal, it's like fucking half the battle done. And then people can start acting on it. And people out there, they're like, oh, okay, what's the cheat code? Imagine if you said, try and determine the amount of calories you're having a day, reduce 10%. Cool. James, it's not working for me. Do another 10%. They're like, what? Am I not going to be under eating? I'm like, well, if you didn't lose weight, you're hardly under eating. 10% is not going to kill you. And I've joked with people as well, like, no obese person's ever died of starvation. Like it's people are like, they're worried about under eating. I'm like, you're chronically overeating for a long enough period of time. And then when you say, people email me these long emails, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. They get annoyed when I say, okay, reduce your calorie intake by 10%. They're like, no, it can't be that. I'm like, well, it probably is. When I diet, I'm about nearly 100 kilograms. I some days train for 2.5 hours. I can take my calories down to 1,600 calories and still survive fine. And like in aggressive periods, and women are like, oh, 1,500 seems a bit low. I'm like, hey, I'm doing that amount today. So, it is one of those things. And again, weekends, people seem to think weekends don't matter.
They undo all the good work of the week by, I've been so good this week, so it's all right if I have a treat, and then it just...
Yeah, and the same way that like everyone that's trying to save money then goes has an expensive Saturday night and realise they saved nothing all week. So there's definitely that as well, where we're very quick to like put up blockades in our mind as to why things aren't working. And we're very quick to go, yeah, it must be my hormones, must be how old I am, must be, phthalates in the environment that's stopping me from losing weight. And you're like, oh no, you tend to let loose pretty hard at the weekend.